What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Sisters in Crime with SistasinCrimewithShiandToy, the true crime podcast. So, if for the ones who are new here, hello, my name is Shamia, but they call me Shy.
And I'm Latoya. I go by Toy or Toya.
So, welcome to another episode, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. We have had quite a few new followers on YouTube and TikTok. So, thank y'all so much.
Did you see the hearts
We are,
pulled up?
I did.
That's new.
How can I can't do it. It's not doing it for me.
I don't know. I don't know if it's
How
my
did it?
iPad or what. I love that. Okay.
It must be your iPad. I don't have that razzled out. Okay. But so y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. If you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. We are on TikTok. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. Sisters in Crime with SistasinCrimewithShiandToy on all platforms. You can watch our podcast on there. We upload clips to YouTube. We also have an after show where we discuss current events that are going on and just general topics like life topics. So if any of you are like going through anything or have some questions or whatever, just shoot them through the email. Our email is in every video. So please, even if it's a true crime case or a hot topic you want us to discuss, please send it in our email. We'll be more, as long as it's sensible and respectable, we will talk about
We ain't discussing no crazy stuff. So
no crazy stuff.
Go there.
Right. We have limits on this channel. Okay. So we got all the housekeeping out of the way. So y'all, if you have not heard about this case, y'all are living under a rock. It hit this week, early this week.
It hit last week.
And it's just been transpiring. It's just been so much. So first I want to say this is the case about Miss Mica Miller. If you have not heard, y'all must be living under a rock because this has been so crazy.
Everywhere.
I mean, everywhere. Like, I think it's known globally at this point. It is really amazing the power of social media, because if it was not for social media, this case wouldn't have blown up like it did. And I'm so happy for social media for doing that.
Yeah.
Because I could easily see this case just being like, okay, it happened, whatever. But thankfully, the power of social media, this is one of the times where it was in a good way.
Yeah.
You
how they
know,
say it can be a blessing and a curse. It was a
blessing and a curse. Right. So thankfully, in this case, it, helped get her story out. People start pushing, people start digging. Let me tell you, the police force should never ever be out of workers, because there are some investigators out there. I was like, y'all missed y'all calling. Because like it was some people, I was like,
deep.
Right. I was like, how did y'all even find this stuff out? Like, we do research. Like, I love research. I mean, we do research on our cases for true crime.
Yeah.
We do. But I was like, some of the stuff, y'all had to pay for these records, because it's some of the stuff I was looking up and it hit me with a fee. I said,
if you got people who true to us, then they'll subscribe to those things where you can get records and stuff like that. I mean, people was pulling birth announcements. Yep. People was pulling obituaries, present, past, and I was like, oh, y'all when they're looking at court records for not just
marriage license,
not just Mica, but the alleged her estranged husband's family. It go deep, y'all.
It goes deep. It goes deep. So, y'all, I was so shocked by this. I have kept up with this case because I'm going to tell y'all, this case, like I mentioned earlier, wouldn't have been what it was if her husband had not have stood in that pulpit and did what he did.
He would never have garnered that much attention to himself. And then it's one of those, look like it may be a mega church. And they always recording sermons and stuff like, had he not did that, we probably would have known that, but it was cringe. It was so cringe. I'm like,
because the red flag was he had preached and seemed to be chipper. He was joking. They said he was joking. I didn't watch the sermon. I just watched the small clip at the end that was so suspicious and just disturbing.
2 different sermons.
Really? I just watched the one.
He preached a 9:30 sermon and he preached an 11:30 sermon, and he made that announcement after the 11:30 sermon.
Okay, that's why. So I only watched the 11:30 something, not all of it, just that clip.
Yeah.
And basically, what he said, just to sum it up, and I want to emphasize this, y'all. A lot of the information we are reporting, I will admit, it's alleged, but some of it is
Yeah.
facts because these are things you can pull up. So I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time. This is the information we got. You know, like I said, some of it, it's a lot of information. So some of it may be, a lot of it is facts.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it could be alleged. Me and Toya do not know these people.
At
Okay. At all. So we're just
they not too far from us.
But they're not too far. We're not gonna tell you where we live,
yeah,
but they're not too far from us.
We don't know them for real.
But we don't know them for real. Exactly. So when we are talking about this case, this is just for us, you know, wanting to talk about it because this is a true crime podcast. So back to the sermon. So homeboy waits till the end of service. Like I said, they said he had joked and was happy and decides to tell the congregation that his wife had passed away. And everybody's like, oh no, you know, you could hear you hear the congregation kind of like, you know, oh man, you know, whatever. And then he leads to tell them that it was self-induced, basically, that she unalived herself. And, you know, it happened up in North Carolina, and he did not want them to talk about it in the church. He asked for the congregation not to talk about it then. He asked for them to leave leave the church if they wanted to talk about it. He asked them also to continue to come to church, serve, and give.
Okay. But while he said he was going to take a break, though. He wanted them to continue to come to church, but he was going to take a break. He said he didn't know what he was going to do. He didn't know how long it was going to be. And at the time, he thought he was running off adrenaline. But they said he was making jokes during the first sermon and the second sermon. Like, is the joke in the room with us?
Right. Listen, I was like, and like we said, y'all, this is what made this case blow wide open because they're like, why would you do that? Because I have known individuals who did unalive themselves, and they never put in the obituary that happened. Mm-hmm. So I felt like it was totally inappropriate as a pastor, and this being your wife, for you to announce that in the way that you did in front of your congregation.
It was, first of all, you weird.
Yes.
And not in a good way, because I'm weird, but I'm weird in a good way.
Right.
It was very cringe.
It was.
Like, I was just, and when I saw it, my flabber was gasted. Because who does this? You had said you got a call the night before from the police. It was a self-unaliving. You claimed, and then you immediately, you said, you know, she had mental health issues. Y'all know she had mental health issues. Trying to go ahead and throw that narrative out there.
Yeah. And that's another issue I had. In my opinion, those are private issues. And for this to be your wife, that's trash to me.
Exactly.
That's trash.
If that is the case, and she really had medical issues and she was not on her medication as she should have been, why would you air that out? You could have left it at, I had received word last night that my wife passed away. First of all, you should have canceled both of your services. That let me know you was just trying to get the collection plate money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You should have canceled both of your services or had somebody fill in for you. You preach both of those sermons and then make this announcement. Like, the math ain't math. And, like, I don't know how you process things, but for you to get up in the pulpit and throw her mental health in her face and she ain't even there to defend herself, it's disgusting.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, so really what the strange part, because her family came out and they were just shocked. I mean, her death really came as a total shock to her family because they had been talking to her. She had moved up to North Carolina. She was looking forward to a fresh start. They seen she was very upbeat, very happy. And they said she had plans to move out of the country.
Yeah, she had just got an LLC. She was going across seas to at some part of, I think, Kenya. To do missionary work and stuff. Like, she had, most time when you hear cases of people unaliving themselves, they don't usually have so much going for them. They don't have plans for the future. Not only that, I didn't read anywhere about a note or see a suicide note. Excuse me, I don't know if I can say that. See a self-unaliving note anywhere or anything like that.
Right. Nothing. And I think at that point, that's why everybody grew suspicious, because it was just like such a shock.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't believe it.
Did he even have the courtesy, or did the police notify her family before he got up in the pulpit and announced it?
See, I tried to look that up to see the time frame of that, but I couldn't find anything like that
either.
Because in my opinion, from what I understand, a lot of this is transpiring on Facebook. A lot of these people are on Facebook, and I don't have a Facebook account to look it up.
If it's on Facebook, I will not know.
Yeah, but I had that same question. Exactly, but I had that question because he's been doing a lot of talking, but I don't hear her family doing a lot of talking unless it's like on Facebook.
So like there's a sister that's been doing a lot of talking. The family has been talking. It's been on Facebook. But they've been more so saying, they haven't been pointing fingers. Well, they've been saying she suffered a lot of abuse. Yes. They've been saying, like you said, she was very hopeful, energetic. You know, they talked to her. She was upbeat, had a lot of plans. She felt really good. She had just filed for divorce and financial support from him like a couple days before she self-unalived herself. And they, used the hashtag justice for Mica Miller. So they have been advocating for her. Now, I haven't seen since this, in the investigation from the Robeson County Sheriff's Department, since the investigation report was released, I haven't really seen anything from them. But then again, I just saw it early this morning, and I haven't been on social media today because I've had a lot to do at work. So I don't know how they feel about that report. Yeah. But they had been very active in reaching out to different people because they want people to talk about it, because it was just too suspicious, the details surrounding this, and it just was not making sense to them.
Right, definitely. So just a little background about Mica and JP. Y'all brace yourselves if underage, dating is a trigger for you and all that.
We might should have gave a trigger warning at the beginning of this. I don't know if we did, but trigger warning.
No, we didn't.
We apologize if you made it this far. Trigger warning. We talking about some sensitive stuff, some heavy topics.
Yes, yeah. So, y'all. So Mica met JP when she was 10 years old. Now, this is always an issue for me because I could see if she was older and then she met an older man. So, like if she was like 25 and she met a 50-year-old man and they got married. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is a 10-year-old. Mm-hmm. So that makes me wonder. Now, and he was significantly older, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because when they got married, she was 23. He was 38. That's a significant difference. But it bothers me that this woman, she was a child when they met and he married her. Mm-hmm. And like, that is just so disgusting because in my mind, were you looking at this child the whole time? Like, when did you experience the spark, for her? Like,
so now, according to Mica, again, all mm-hmm. of this is alleged. We do not have, hardcore proof for anything. According to Mica, he began grooming her at the age of 10.
Yes.
At the age of 14, her and her family started attending his church, which was Solid Rock. So, mind you, time goes on. He's married to, what's her name? Allison Leanne.
Yeah, I have her name. Yep.
She eventually gets married. I didn't catch her husband's name, her first husband.
I didn't catch his name either, but some stuff went down with that because he started having an affair. He's already married. She's already married. They start having an affair together. They leave their spouses, file for divorce from their spouses on the same day, y'all. The same day.
And because of that, they had to rebrand the whole church.
Oh, yeah.
Because they lost a lot of followers. There was a lot of speculation. At the time, I can see they probably were denying it. But mm-hmm. He did come out in an interview, I think, last Friday. And he just came right out and said it, that their relationship began with adultery.
Yep.
But that leads me to believe or to wonder. I don't know if y'all have seen the pictures of Mica. She's very beautiful. Yes. But if you look at them in comparison to the pictures of the first wife, Allison Leanne, they are damn near twins.
Just alike. Yeah, they look just alike. From the hair color to the eyes, because that's what I thought. That was what I thought was so beautiful about Mica. Her smile and her eyes. Yeah, she looked like just a sweet person. You can assess people by their pictures. She looked like a very sweet person. And when I saw her, I said that just broke my heart because just thinking about her being groomed, and I just wonder why. There's a lot of factors, I believe. Like I said, it's alleged. This is my opinion. I believe there are a lot of factors in why she was so upset and she had some mental issues. Y'all, she was groomed at the age of 10 by a grown man.
Right.
She was groomed. Like, I can't, like, I'm going to be honest, like, I don't know what all that entails, like what he was doing to her, but that is disturbing.
Yeah.
Like, to have a pastor, and that's, I think that's my issue. Like, I've went to church all my life, right? But that has always been my issue with men, pastors in the church, especially down south. The pastor is really considered like the president down here, pastor, especially a mega pastor.
Yeah.
And for you to take, your position as a leader in the church and use it to be abusive.
It's an abuse of power.
It's an abuse of power. Like, and I think that's the part that a lot of things disgusted me, but that was just one of the ones that I just shook my head because you hear a lot of people say, that's why I don't go to church. All churches are not like
that. But that's my concern. A lot of people are going to use this to further their reasoning behind not going to church. I know you hear it time and time again. Not all churches are like this. This is the God honest truth. You find people who are actually led by God, but you have to go where you can get them and receive the word. If you ain't feeling nothing, if it ain't, doing nothing for you, I understand that. But I've been to several different churches and I found one that I love and I have been going consistently and can't nobody tell me nothing about my pastor. But you know what I mean? Like you have to... You gotta don't
have discernment.
Don't let that discourage you. Like if you really, and this is not, I know there's a lot of people that look at us, a lot of different religions. If you're, not a Christian, okay, cool. But for those that, may be kind of on the fence, don't let that discourage you because just it's the same, like there's just good and bad people in the world. Like some of them just happen to be pastors. Some of them happen to be police officers. Some of them are teachers. Some of them are lawyers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't let that turn you away from getting your blessings, honey.
Exactly. And I will say, I'm gonna be honest, this might be a little controversial, but a lot of the issue is the congregation gives that pastor that power. They put them so high up on a pedestal. Like, and they just human. They are leaders, but they are human. And I'm not saying he's making human mistakes or I'm not making excuses for this man. This is not pertaining to this man. But I'm saying as a congregation. Right. I'm just saying as a congregation, y'all got to be careful giving these people so much power. Like, it's just insane.
Because they get the big head because he was recorded in another sermon saying, they going to be, his haters going to be looking at him and he going to be in the sky in a private jet flying to Florida. He going to be waving at his haters.
Yeah.
Start what? I mean? What Bible verse was that?
It was.
What book is that?
Psalms ain't said nothing about it. Proverbs ain't said nothing.
Then he said another time shortly after him, this was this year, I want to say March, he also got on a different sermon, got in the pulpit and said he going to pray for a hot wife. Why do your parishioners need to know that? This man is so full of himself, y'all.
Yeah, it's scary. He's a narcissist. I know that term is tossed out a lot, y'all, but that man truly is a narcissist.
He is full of himself, but just like they had them certain things on the church website because it was Solid Rock Ministries, and then when they had to rebrand, they changed it to Solid Rock at Market Commons or something like that. But they tried to take all that stuff down, but they not faster than screen record and TikTok. Like it's everywhere now. Yes. And allegedly, I don't know how true this is. I think he has been removed from his position as pastor over the church.
Yes. Now he has, but I don't know what that means. So it could be temporary. I mean, they definitely removed him. They made a whole statement. But what I'm saying is, I'm not sure if, because his overseer made the statement, but I'm not sure if that's permanent or just until this dies down.
But
I'm
I'm
not
curious
sure
as to how that even worked, because from the research I saw and the different podcasts and things I listened to, he founded the church, did he not?
Yeah, he did. But I mean, you know how some churches, even though he might have founded church, they might have a like it like it might be like an umbrella, like it might be
Okay.
still someone,
Yeah.
over
That
him, if that
he
makes,
may be under their advisement or something like that.
yeah, or something like that,
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, I don't know. I had saw that too, but they did make a statement to say he has been relieved. But like I said, I don't know if that's temporarily till this stuff dies down or if this is permanent.
Yeah. So another thing I wanted to talk about is Mica's obituary.
Oh, yes,
This
let's talk
was
about it.
very clearly written by John Paul Miller.
Yes,
This man, what stood out to me the most, I pulled it up because I didn't want a lot of y'all. I wanted to read it verbatim. I'm not going to read everything. This is the parts that stood out to me. She truly served Jesus and her husband with all of her heart. She would praise her husband after every church service, telling him he was the best preacher in the world, even if it wasn't true. She also told him he was the funniest preacher in the world, even though that wasn't true either.
Yeah, that was definitely written by John Paul. Now, y'all, his name is John Paul, but we're gonna call him JP. They call him JP Miller.
JP
so,
was the obituary about you or Mica?
It was supposed to be about Mica, but like you said, you can tell it was written by him. He's so full of himself. That should have been about her and her impact.
Like, this man is such a cornball. Like,
yes,
I can't, like,
arrogant.
Your jokes corny, you corny, your haircut corny. Like,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
your face is corny. It's somebody's nose I don't like. It ain't sitting right with me. Somebody's nose is fishy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all giving red flags. Everything is giving red flags.
From head to
but I've read the obituary too, and I was just like, this man is diabolical. Because how do you spin this to make it about you? Like you and her, especially knowing the state y'all were in when she passed away. Acting like yes, y'all were still married, but y'all were very much.
She was at the door.
Exactly. She had moved away.
Like, oh, what just happened? What is
that? I don't know why you got all that bedazzle, but I'm jealous. I want to sparkle. I want the hearts. Like, what?
I don't know what's going on, y'all.
How do you get?
I don't know. I'm just moving and make. I talk with my hands and I do certain stuff. And let me try it. Was that it?
I don't know.
I don't know what did it. Okay,
but that's really cute.
Oh no.
But y'all, the obituary, if you can go read it, all you have to do is type in Mica Miller's obituary and you can go read it, y'all. But it's given very much so. I'm using this as an opportunity to get attention and but see, as y'all can, like, I know as we talk about this, y'all can see why the congregation and the general public is concerned and, wanting to dive deeper into this case because you have this man who's so arrogant. He finds every opportunity to make it about himself. Your wife has passed away in such a traumatic way, and you can only think about yourself.
Don't nobody care about you, JP?
No one cares. I don't know if anyone told you that, but we just feel like we should let you know no one cares.
We don't.
No.
So let's get into his side piece.
Let's get into her because let me tell you something. I wanted to tussle with her because, baby girl, you come make a statement talking about Mica had you speaking on behalf, talking about we this and we that. I said, who is we?
Who is we? But
talking about, Mica.
A lot of we's in that statement.
It was a lot of we's because she said me and him are friends. He asked several people to go out to eat with him. Nobody would go, so I went.
They didn't go for a reason, girl.
Exactly. Mica had mental issues and stuff. How do you know that? Why do you know that?
Exactly, because if you may have been his friend, but you was not Mica's friend.
Yeah, and you shouldn't know that sensitive information.
Like, I don't like people weaponizing people's mental health against them.
Yes,
I don't like
because that's what it's given.
That's what you're doing. You're weaponizing her mental health against her. You should have left it at we are friends. And that's it. You did not have that. And you know what? I also believe, this is allegedly, this is Toya speaking. This has not been confirmed anywhere. I believe that JP wrote the statement for her.
I believe he did too, because it was just so much fluff. I was thinking either he wrote it or he's been there a little bit too close. Like they're closer than what they want the public to realize.
And she picking up, but her statement mirrors what he been saying. So it's like, okay, y'all really working to push this narrative, set this up, setting it up just right.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, and meanwhile, her family saying she ain't need medicine, she ain't need none of that. I don't know how true it is. I'm not saying she did or she didn't. I just said I need to see some medical records.
That's all I'm saying. Like, and then allegedly, you know, she was taking medication. She had been in and out of the mental hospital. Like, they had all of these things they were saying. Like, but it's crazy because nobody else is saying this stuff. You had JP saying this stuff. It's JP
committed, and I begged the family. I got text messages begging the family. Why you ain't posting them?
Yeah, and the strange thing, there was a pastor. I think he was counseling Mica and JP.
Pastor Randall something.
Yeah, something. And see, I was like, sir, you just need to be quiet too, because you're not making it any better. He's talking about, I didn't know she wanted to get a divorce.
How is JP payroll? He gonna say whatever JP want him to say.
Exactly. He is on his payroll. But I was thinking, you as the counselor of this marriage, how do you not know this woman wanted to divorce this man? Exactly. How do you not know
that you ain't doing a very good job, because she filed for divorce originally in October. She withdrew it in February and filed again in March. Like, what kind of counseling you providing that you did not know all this was going on?
Exactly. That's why like I said, I want him to be quiet, because you're not helping the case. Like, a lot of people talking, but they're not helping it. Like, everybody has peeped what JP got going on and what he's trying to do, and ain't nobody buying it. Everybody is fighting for justice for Mica. You know, when this happened and he, you know, he was in the pulpit, all of these things happened, you know, people thought that he did it. Like, he unalived her because of his behavior. He was acting really weird and suspicious. You know, and that's what they pushed to. The investigators were investigating, like, you know, exactly what happened. At this point, they have ruled it as a suicide.
But now, also remember, it was a situation with his side piece's ex-husband, or her husband, the side piece Susie Skinner. The husband allegedly was found dead. He had drowned in a pool, but he was in a wheelchair. How he was in the pool?
Yeah, but I will say, they said he used to go to that pool all the time, and he had no issues.
He was some kind of surfer. I forgot what it's called, but he was some kind of surfer. I guess it's like, don't quote me on this, y'all. And if I'm wrong, please forgive me. Charge it to my heart and not my mind. Charge it to my mind, not my heart. I think it was like something along the lines of Special Olympics. He was some kind of surfer. So that lets me know he be around water all the time. It's giving somebody pushed him in there, and then guess who preached his funeral?
JP. Yep. But that was all. I forgot all about that. That is very suspicious, because for him to know what he's doing, and then all of a sudden he just like it drowns in the water like that. I was like, that doesn't look good. I
don't know if I'm buying it.
I don't know. But see, all of these things are circling this whole group of people, and that's why people are so concerned and so are so suspect of him, or the whole family. Even his daddy got some stuff going on, y'all.
We'll be here all night talking about his daddy. We're gonna give y'all a few highlights.
Yeah, like I said, he nasty. He in some trouble too, you know. But we would be here all night. We're gonna try to focus on Mica and JP, but you know, it is a lot surrounding this case.
Let's just say the apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Exactly. Y'all can do like a deep dive on his daddy.
His daddy name is Reginald something, ain't it?
Yeah. He has
Reginald Wayne Miller.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
If y'all, I'm just throwing that out there to y'all. If y'all want to look into the daddy further, he got records on him going back to 98, I think. But I'm pretty sure his name is Reginald Wayne Miller.
Right.
Y'all can look into that.
Now, another thing I wanted to discuss was how before Mica passed, she found a tracker on her car and her tire slashed.
The night
And
before.
the night before, JP admitted that he did it.
But
he admitted that he did it.
But you know what I want to know now. I'm not going to say I'm playing devil's advocate, but let's buy into the mental health thing, okay? Let's say she really did have mental health issues.
Right.
If, you have issues to that effect, because I think they said she had bipolar disorder and something, like 2 other things.
Right.
If you have issues to that point, then at any given moment, especially, and allegedly she's tried to commit suicide before.
Yeah.
Anything can set you off. But my question to JP, if you know your wife has these issues, why would you do that to trigger her? Mm-hmm. Why would you slash her tires? Why would you place the tracking device? Like, it's I don't know if y'all ever been in a situation where you just, you trying your best, you just keep getting poked. And you
it's poking the bear.
And you keep getting poked. And then all of a sudden it turns into this massive overreaction. And by that time, either you done did something to somebody or you done did something to yourself, but it's too late to turn back time. Like, regardless if it was self-unaliving due to mental health or not, you pushed her to that point.
Yeah. And for me, as her husband, why would you do that? As someone you took vows with, why would you do that to her, knowing she struggles? Why would you do
that? Like, diabolical.
Yeah. But when I read that he had slashed his tire and he admitted to it, I said, see, and that's why people are investigating you and looking into you. Because, they have proven that they have proven that, she did it herself and everything, right? However, he is guilty. He is responsible.
Like, you're responsible on all counts. I don't care if you did not pull the trigger. You're responsible for this.
You're responsible. Death. I think he drove that woman to the edge because before she passed away, she was on social media. She was using her videos to uplift people, but she was struggling. She admitted, I've been struggling, but she never got into it. Never got into what she was struggling with. And that's what pissed me off about him. He's getting all into the specifics and she didn't. You're violating her privacy.
Speaking of her social media, so the account she was posting on has only began making posts in March. She had another Facebook account. Allegedly, she did not have access to that Facebook account. Her other Facebook account was allegedly ran by JP. At some point this year, maybe January or February or March, I don't know, that account posted a nude picture of Mica.
Yep. Yes, they did.
And her sister had to make a post saying, my sister is not making these posts. She doesn't have access to her social media. She doesn't have access to her emails. She doesn't have access to anything. You are disgusting.
Yes.
Because first of all, that is private between a husband and wife. Even if she's trying to do something flirty for you, when you're in a relationship for a long time, you got to spice it up, whatever. If she's sending you a little spicy pic or whatever, that's between you and her. And how dare you betray her trust? Like, I've never respected men who do that.
Yeah. And in my opinion, with you and being in a well-respected position like a pastor, you the leader of the church, and you posted nudes of your wife on social media.
Like, and she's a beautiful girl, so I'm like, I mean, I know it will hurt her, but at the same time, what was your motive behind doing this, JP?
But sis, listen. So you can tell the type of woman she was.
Yeah,
like respectable. She's going, to different countries, to spread the word of God,
spreading the word and feeding children of the world.
Yeah, she's not out there like that.
She couldn't have been out there like that because she's been with him since she was old enough to have a period.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She's not experienced. She ain't been with nobody but him and that first husband. Now, the first husband, I don't think that lasted too long.
No, they married very young. I don't think they lasted too long because, of course, she, And this is not about Mica. This is no, shame. This is just a cautionary tale to keep our eyes on our young women against men like this.
Because he was very much a predator.
Yes, yeah. Because that's the thing, a lot of men get with younger women because they are impressionable. Mm-hmm. Their brain has not fully developed yet.
They don't want women their age because women their age or older gonna hold them accountable.
Yeah, and they're not gonna put up with
do what they want and say anything and do anything, and that woman not, in a sense, check you. But it should be equal. You should be checking me, and I should be checking you, and we gonna hold each other in line. But they don't want that. They want somebody, like you said, that they can impress upon. Somebody they can brainwash. Somebody they can shape and mold. Yeah. You saw reports of her having some kind of undisclosed operation. I'm wondering if he made her have a boob job.
Yeah. A few years ago. Yeah, it's no telling, sis. I mean, at this point in this whole thing, I'm not shocked by anything that's going to come out. I don't think this case is finished. Matter of fact, it's not.
It's not. Like, the investigators released the investigation and say all the evidence points to suicide, like you said. Okay, they saw her on surveillance. She went and purchased the gun. They saw her go to a gas station. Surveillance caught her headed to the direction of the park in Lumberton, North Carolina. And he was seen on surveillance being accompanied. The report did not say who he was accompanied with. We're assuming it's his side piece, Susie Skinner. He was accompanied in Charleston at a sporting event. And at the time that this incident occurred, he was in Charleston. So he really was in the car and he was spotted at that event, there's no way he could have been there to pull the trigger because that's about a 4-hour drive. Right. There's no way he could have did that. I mean, unless he hopped on that private jet. I don't know.
No, he wasn't there. I mean, he's not innocent, but he wasn't there.
But I feel like he still should hold some type of responsibility for driving this lady to her breaking point. Yeah. You share the burden of her death. Now, what I thought was interesting is that the Robeson County Police Department, they did discuss, before it was released on Facebook is where they posted the investigation. They did sit down with Mica's family. They reached out to JP as well, gave him the opportunity, and he declined through an attorney.
Yep, he did. Because I understand. Listen, at first I was like, why you need an attorney? But I was like, yeah, he better get one.
But why would you decline something like that? They just going over their investigation with you.
Yeah. Because I don't know if they were trying to do like a separate meeting, but I know for sure. Okay.
They were going to set up a whole completely different meeting just for him. He didn't have to go in there with her family.
Right.
And he declined.
Okay. Because I was getting ready to say, if he was going to have to be in the family with him, he knew his life was in danger. But yeah.
Red flag.
And the thing is, though, let's go back to his side piece, because that's what we're going to call him. Because she was fighting. Yeah, she was fighting for them.
Your hair's uneven.
She was fighting for them like they in this together. Like, my thing is, how you go from just friends having lunch to fighting on the sidelines with this man? Like,
she in the trenches. She say she stands. That's her boo. She gonna stick beside him.
Well, honestly, she a fool. Because she's a fool.
That's a man. Because I would not.
She's not gonna stick. Listen, that's gonna be the wrong, but she gonna regret sticking beside him. I promise.
That be me. I be delusional up into a fault. Now you do if your name come up in some stuff like this, bye. I said one thing about Toya. Anybody will tell you, I snap out of my delusion so quick. I will leave.
Right. Listen, you better know it.
I'm a leaver. Don't do that on me. I got to go. The police come, I said all the time, the police hang tight. Right. Mama, come get me. I gotta go. I gotta go. This is over. I'm not holding you down in prison. This is over.
Listen, no, that we don't do that. We don't. That I look good in orange, but not jail orange.
No, I look good in any color, but I'm not. I don't want to be in there being pushed up on by Big Bertha. I'm not going for it. I like men. I ain't going in there.
No, I don't want to be with no Chico.
No, get somebody else to do it. I'm not finna be passed around cell block D. Y'all not doing it.
Listen.
No.
Y'all, my sister's a trip. But we're not gonna do that.
We're not about that life, no.
No.
I'm too pretty to go in jail. You know,
I agree.
I was training last week, and one of the trainers was like, okay. I had said something to him, and he was doing something, and I was just sitting there like this. He said, "Okay, princess." I said, "At least you know I'm lifting a finger."
As long as he knew.
Princess treat. I ain't doing that. I'm too cute to be in jail. Y'all see, look, the skin been skinning too. I ain't doing
that. Exactly. No, we're not about to do that. Mm-mm.
But Susie gonna do. She said she gonna sit behind her clean.
Like I said, she a fool because even the church is not sticking behind them. Mm-mm. So I don't know what you feel like. I guess you want to be Captain Saver. You know what? But I'm not gonna say that on here. But you want to be Captain Saver. You know what? And I feel like you gonna fall flat on your face for this because like everything is coming out. This man got a criminal history. You know, like, and granted, it's back in the day.
Some bad stuff. Like it was like a what was it? An aggravated battery. He hit a woman with his car.
Like, yes. Very, very serious stuff. I get people change, but I don't believe this man changed. I just think he morphed into something else.
You know, he got 5 kids. The first one he had at the age of 16 with a woman, and the other 4 he had with the ex-wife. That first son got a history of DV too, from when he was in high school. He hit his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend over the head with a bottle, and she was unconscious. When authorities showed up, she was sliding down the wall in and out of consciousness.
Oh my God.
Where he learned that from?
Daddy. But y'all, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, I went back in my notes. I made a point. I gotta make this point. Yes. So, y'all, I forgot to mention that Mica was babysitting his children. Allegedly.
What?
Mica was babysitting
What's
JP's
the ages of his children? Ain't they about grown?
No, well, I don't know what their ages are because they got him and Allison Leanne got married in 2000.
Well, it must be the last 4 because I'm about to say that oldest son he married.
Yeah, I believe it's the last 4.
That's the point I meant to make. When he met Mica and started dating her and grooming her, Mica was the same age as his first son. To put that in perspective for you.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I hope y'all understand that who we dealing with at this point.
Yes.
I hope y'all really understand.
Yes.
And why the world is mad. And I say the world because I think this is global news at once. Let me tell you, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook are some powerful tools.
Yes.
Like Mica got the whole world rooting for her. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know,
another point I forgot to make. So since about February, JP has been popping up in dating groups.
Yes,
one dating group, you know, the dating group every county has. Are we dating the same guy?
Are we dating
he popped
the same
up in there, and he been telling people that he was separated from his wife, and his wife was fine, knew that he was dating, yada yada yada. But you saying something else out in public. And the picture he used on his dating profile was a picture of him and Mica, but he cropped Mica out of it.
Cropped her out.
Like, you just lazy. Like, you ain't even try.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, he really pissed. Oh, I don't want to say piss me off, but when I heard he was on those dating sites, that really angered me because, sir, you are so bold.
Yeah.
And I hate to keep referring back to the church, but you're a pastor. Mm-hmm. Like, when I tell y'all down south, we live down south.
Yeah.
They really put the pastor on a pedestal. Yeah. And for you to, like, just be so sloppy like this, you in a Facebook group for dating, like, that's all just trash to me. Like, no. Yeah. Lock him up.
So, according to JP, I can remember her diagnoses earlier. I just wanted to mention those quickly before we go. According to him, she had bipolar 2, schizophrenia, and dependent personality disorder. I ain't seen no medical records to back that up.
Yeah. No one has came out and said, yes, this is accurate. I mean, and I get no one is. I mean, it would be a HIPAA violation if someone just released her medical records.
Yeah.
But I feel like at least her family can, maybe her family can get the information and say, put some stuff to rest.
Now, her sister, because, I said she originally filed for divorce in October. She dropped it in February, filed again in March. And she filed for financial support. Her sister had filed to become her, I guess,
like her,
kind of like
POA,
executor,
something guardian,
or whatever, to stand for her in the divorce proceedings, because the divorce had not yet been finalized. So that could also be another reason why JP has an attorney. They still will be going to court for that, because the divorce was not finalized before, Michael was unalived.
Yeah.
So that's something too. But they do have, if you want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, because I know me. They have the 911 call. Mica did call 911 the day in question, April 27th, and asked them would they be able to trace her phone so that her family could find her body. So you can listen to that call. That is on social media everywhere. I skipped right over it. But it's available there for your view.
I'm gonna be honest. I listened to it, and I caution y'all: do not.
Yeah.
Not that she was like screaming and crying or anything like that. It just shocked me how calm she was.
Yeah.
And that alone bothered me.
But if she sounded that calm, it's almost as if she had made her mind up. Like this was a final decision.
Yeah.
When no going back. You know what I mean? Like
she was just so calm. But it just upsets me that he pushed her to that point. And this is not facts. This is my opinion that this man and his abuse, the way he harassed her, the way he treated her, all of this, I feel like it's his fault.
It is.
Of why this happened to her.
This is Sisters in Crime with SistasinCrimewithShiandToy opinion. It's your fault.
It's your fault.
Period.
You slashing this woman's tires. You got if y'all are getting a divorce, why do you have a tracker on her car?
Why do it matter? She ain't tracking you and Susie. Why you?
And you out and about with Susie. You're out and about. You have no regard. You are out and about with this woman.
I forgot to mention that he had filed for financial support from Mica as well.
Yeah, and that was suspicious.
That's crazy because are you not the breadwinner? You are a pastor at a mega church. And Mica had also alleged that JP had been embezzling money for the church and using funds inappropriately. So that's probably another reason the church booted him right on out of there.
But I remember them noting that he filed for financial support. And I said, the way you have kind of shaped this woman's life to be dependent on you, and you do some backhanded stuff like ask her for financial support, sir, are you?
And according
to I have to watch my mouth because I was about to say something very inappropriate.
But according to her family, she was working at a restaurant. What financial support is she gonna provide you?
Exactly, because the sad part about it, they said the day the alleged day that she passed away, she had on her she was like headed to work. They said she had on her uniform and stuff, like she was headed to work.
And I don't want y'all to misconstrue what I said. That's not to say restaurant workers don't get any money. Don't take it the wrong way. I apologize if that's how that came out, but that's not how I meant it. Like my thing is the comparison to her profession as opposed to his. He had a big congregation. I seen the church. That's a big ass church.
Yes, he making dough.
And then he's stealing money, embezzling funds. What the hell you need her to support you for? You got 5 kids.
Exactly.
Support what?
But all of that, that's just more crap.
Yeah.
Just more to poke at her.
Yeah.
Just bullying her. That's all that was.
Right. Listen.
I'm disgusted. My heart goes out to her family and to her. I pray for her soul. It's just heartbreaking that he pushed her to that point. People are really struggling right now. It's really hard. And I just feel like for him being a so-called man of God, and that's how you choose to behave to the woman you supposedly love and took vows to, sir, that is completely deplorable. Like everything you get on this earth, you deserve. Like and whatever you get on this earth, you still gotta
account for.
Go before God, and He gonna hold you accountable too.
It
so
is because I don't know what God you serve, but mine don't play.
Exactly. He gonna spin the block every time.
Every time. Michael gonna be up there waiting on you on Judgment Day at the pearly gates. Like, Your Honor, Father.
Yeah. Yep.
God.
Yep.
He did.
Everything. Everything is in that book, and he just gonna open the book and just go down the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of everything. Mm.
But this has been it's been very interesting. It has kept me on my toes, I will say, since we've been following this for the past week or so. It's been a lot of information roll out, some not true, some fictional, a lot of false narratives being pushed out. But we encourage y'all to do the research for yourselves. We took a deep dive on it, found out a lot of things that were fact, and like my sister, said in the opening, a lot of things are just our point of view and alleged. But we basing these assumptions off evidence that's lining up, and this is what it's speaking to. But we still feel he's very much responsible for her death. He needs to be found, held accountable for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we stand with Mica's family.
Yep.
Period. We don't care nothing about JP. You ain't got fired. Ain't nobody got no financial support now.
Yeah, but I let this be a tale. Like, watch out for your daughters. Especially I'm not gonna say just. I'm not gonna say just
messing with nobody else men either.
Yeah, like that's tacky too. Like, it's 2024. It's so many men out here. I don't know why you want somebody else.
I literally walk out the door and there go a man. Like,
yeah. Like, and then here's the thing: there's so many across the sea. Like, there's just so many.
It's like over 1 billion people on this planet, and you worried hung up on one.
Yeah, and it just bothers me because you just fixated on one person, like you can't go find another. That just makes me. That's just so confusing.
And it may not seem like it in that moment, but I guarantee you keep hanging in there and staying by yourself and building on, working on yourself. In the meantime, between time, they're gonna flock to you.
Yes.
That's how they work, because men are attracted to confidence. If you build up your self-worth, build up your confidence, attract them like flies.
Just like that.
Like stank on shit.
Y'all know what? Y'all get a diluted version of her. Y'all need to see when we off camera. It's like 3 times worse.
I'm a ball.
Listen, we have fun though. Yeah. We have a lot of fun. But y'all, let us know what y'all think about. That's why your heart said, "Oh, that's they did."
Trying to be a hater.
For the ones who are watching, for some reason, when she makes hearts, her camera just like vomits hearts, like, and it's just so cute, and I'm jealous that I want it too.
Apple.
I think that's what it is. I'm on a regular computer, and she's on her iPad.
iPad Air.
But y'all, let us know what y'all think about this case. Y'all, things are still transpiring. It is not over. Her family is fighting for justice, and I hope that they get all the justice. And just fight for Mica. I know her spirit is so overwhelmed in a good way about the people who've come out and spoke for her.
She has
who have
a lot of love shown for her.
She has a lot of love. Never met this woman a day in my life, but she definitely captured my heart.
And she's touched me. Like, she's so beautiful. You can tell her spirit. She just that girl want to do was praise the Lord.
Exactly.
That's my kind of girl. That's my kind of carrying on. Let's go to church, girl.
Exactly. And then for her to be going so much on her end, but still waking up, encouraging others, that's a different type of person.
Yeah.
And, I continue to pray for her family, y'all. I hope y'all, if you pray, please do too. Let us know what you think about this case. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. We will post clips on TikTok. We always do. But y'all, we are going to get out of here. Y'all stay safe and be blessed. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Mwah.
Bye.